All right, well, we've finally ranked the classic Sonics in celebration of Superstars releasing. Now we just have Superstars itself left.
Man, I'm still pissed that Mania is above 3 and Knuckles. Come on, man.
Joe, for Christ's sake, we've just been over this already.
Yeah, Joe, just put your fucking nostalgia boner away for a minute and just face it, that Mania is the better game.
Never. 3 and K isn't mostly made up of reused fucking zones, therefore it's better by default.
Okay, your fucking dementia must be flaring up again, sleepyhead, because we just went through this. Mania has more content, more characters, beautiful visuals, butter smooth level design, top-tier new zones, and it's the game that made classic Sonic great again. It's number one, you suck ass, just accept it. We're moving on.
Okay, fucking fine. Whatever you say, Corn Pop. Let's just get this ruined fucking list over with.
Well, thanks for the fucking permission, Jesus fucking Christ. So, now on to the main event. What are our thoughts on Superstars?
Oh, what an amazing game, man. It captured that classic Sonic feel perfectly. I loved it.
Yeah, it was real good. It was no 3 and K, but I liked it a lot.
I mean, I thought it was all right. Not great, but not bad either. I guess let's work our way up the ranking and figure out where it sits.
Well, right off the bat, it's not Sonic 4, so that's a good start.
Agreed. But the lame-ass music was pretty fucking close. Why the fuck bring back Sonic 4's sound font? They must know everyone fucking hated it.
I mean, the soundtrack's really not that bad, Donald. It is a mixed bag, but when it's good, it fucking slaps. Let me be clear. There is definitely some Sonic 4 style shit in there, which is a shame. But there are some absolute bangers that make up for it.
Yeah, I mean, Speed Jungle's themes, Bridge Islands, Pinball Carnival Act 2, absolute fucking bops.
I guess so, but that's about it. They should have just let T-Lopes have the whole soundtrack. The rest of the soundtrack is either just okay or it's Sonic 4 garbage.
Oh, come on, Cyber Station, Sand Sanctuary, Lagoon City. Hell, even the Tails act in Frozen Bass. It has retro-style music, but it sounds awesome.
Oh, that's true. It actually sounded like it was from the Genesis and not some terrible imitation.
Nah, sorry, fam. The soundtrack was disappointing. I'll grant you it's not as bad as Sonic 4's, but why even approach that game's music style again? It was universally hated.
Well, look, man, whatever you think of Superstar's soundtrack, the game itself is miles better than Sonic 4 for many obvious reasons.
Oh, God, yes. I wasn't going to suggest putting it below them. Don't worry. That goes without saying.
Okay, well, while we're eliminating the easy ones, can we agree that it's above Sonic 1? No disrespect to the OG, of course, just for the same reasons all the other games are above it?
Yeah, sure. First game, still finding its feet and all that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, like we said, Sonic 2 was where shit got real.
Great. In that case, that puts it up against Sonic CD. What do we think?
Well, since Sonic CD is in the wrong fucking place anyway, does it really matter?
Oh, here we go again with the Sonic CD simping. Just fucking kill me now.
I'm fucking telling you, man, it deserves to be right there under 3 and K, if not above it.
My God, Orange Man. CD is not the obscure gem it once was. It's not fucking cool anymore to pretend like it's the best classic game.
Oh, come on, it's at the very least better than Sonic 2, and you goddamn know it. Move it up right now.
Wow, man, you had the nerve to go at me for defending 3 and K, and now you're going to throw one of your famous Trump tantrums over Sonic fucking CD? Unfucking believable, man. This is why people hate you.
Yeah, people hate me for speaking the truth, and this is no exception.
Ha!
Look, I'm compromising here. I think it belongs just below Mania, but I'll settle for under 3 and K.
In your fucking dreams, fat ass.
I mean, the time travel mechanic is far...
It's fucking pointless. We know. We've been through this.
Let me finish.
Can we just get back to Superstars here, please?
I was getting back to it, if you let me fucking finish. The time travel mechanic is far more interesting and inspired than anything in Superstars.
Oh, give me a break, man. The time travel can be ignored completely, even if you're going for the good ending. Classic Sonic games are about speedy platforming and momentum. Nobody wants to bother with the fucking chore of hunting these roboticizers.
Skill
yeah,
issue.
for real. When you can get 50 rings to just access the special stages Sonic 1 style, why would you bother with the fucking frustration of getting the time warp without bashing into shit?
Skill issue.
Then hunting the fucking levels for the dumbass machines.
Skill
it's
issue.
It's horrible.
All right, so you can ignore the fucking mechanics of the game if you're not skilled enough for them, fine. You're telling me you can't ignore the shitty Emerald abilities in Superstars? Man, you can get through the whole game without using them, easily.
Yeah, that's because its level design works without them. CD's levels just aren't as good. Then, of course, when you do have them, they open up more routes when replaying. I mean, fucking hell, I know I couldn't have beat the final bosses if it weren't for the blue and yellow emeralds.
Okay, fair enough. The emerald abilities had their uses. But what does Superstars have on CD's iconic elements? Like it's count them, two awesome soundtracks? I mean, Sonic Boom is still a fire fucking main theme.
Obviously.
And what about the introduction of Amy Rose and Metal Sonic? What does Superstars have on any of this stuff?
No argument against Sonic Boom. Superstars could have done with a better main theme.
No shit.
But you mentioned Amy. I mean, she's actually playable in Superstars, for one.
She is in the other classic games, including CD, thanks to Origins.
Dude, Origins fucking blew ass. What a missed opportunity. So CD has 4 characters if you count Origins. So what? With Trip, Superstars has 5. And they all have these beautiful, fresh renders in Superstars' great-looking 2.5D visuals. This is the best the classic characters have ever looked.
Yeah, you mentioned Metal Sonic too. Well, in Superstars, he's fucking customizable. It's one thing playing as him, Metal Knuckles, Metal Tails, and so on in battle mode, but then having them show up as Eggman's robot in story mode, fucking sick.
Yeah, and to top it off, they brought fucking Fang back as a rival too. I do really like CD, but there's just way more going on in Superstars in terms of mechanics, level design, content, characters.
All right, fine, whatever. If you want to be responsible for the furious backlash of putting it above CD, then you go the fuck ahead. Just don't come crying to me, Biden, when your approval rating plummets even further into the fucking bowels of the earth.
All right, I'll take that as your way of admitting defeat, bro. That's Superstars above CD.
Disgraceful.
Which puts it up against Sonic 2. I gotta be honest, I'm torn here. Donald, I already regret asking this, but what do we think?
Now I'm out.
Oh, come on.
The correct order should be 1, then Superstars, then 2, then CD.
Get over it,
It's bad
bro.
enough you fucking snubbed CD harder than you snubbed me in 2020.
Again with
but
that
if we're
shit.
thinking about placing Superstars 2 places too high, this is fucking lame, man.
Well, I for one say yes. I think its place is above Sonic 2.
Jesus Christ.
More playable characters, more content, better and more challenging bosses, nicer visuals.
I don't know, man. Sonic 2's zones are fucking iconic. Chemical Plant, Casino Night, Metropolis, Oil Ocean. I don't know if Superstars zones are really any match.
Of course they fucking aren't.
I see your point, Joe, and you may even be right. But I think we have to be careful not to be nostalgia blinded here.
Yeah, unlike a certain orange-faced Sonic CD fanboy we all know.
Careful, you old fucking fossil. Let's not forget you're crying about 3 and Knuckles when Mania is clearly superior.
My wrinkly old ass it is.
Okay, nobody wants to think about your ass, Joe. What the fuck? Listen, I'm for Superstars going above 2, and Donald you're against. Joe, since you're undecided, why don't we put a case forward and you be the judge? I know you tend to leave hard decisions to people whose brains are still fully functional, but I'm sure you can handle this one.
My brother, I'm amazed you've gotten this far without Daddy Michelle having to come along to tell you what to decide.
Careful, old man. Listen, full respect to the classic masterpiece that is Sonic 2. You're right, Joe. Its zones, its music, its refinement of the classic Sonic formula, the first game introduced. It's an absolute fucking goat, no question.
Yep.
But we can admire its goatedness and appreciate its place in the history books of Sonic and gaming as a whole, while acknowledging that it was still an early entry in the series and has been bettered. It's not lessened in any way by putting 3 and Mania above it, and it'd be the same putting Superstars above it.
Yes, but why the fuck should Superstars go above it? That's what we're waiting to hear, Barry.
And that's obviously what I'm fucking getting to if you don't interrupt, you clown-shaped cum stain. Listen, where Sonic 2 nailed down the 2-act structure and discarded Sonic 1's 3 acts, Superstars plays with the formula and has the best of both worlds. Some stages are 2 acts and some of them have a 3rd character-specific act, so each character gets their chance to shine. Then, of course, to balance this out, some stages are made of just 1 act. That's slightly longer to compensate. As a result, I think you get a nice varied pace, which is a nice change-up of the usual structure we're used to, and where no stage overstays its welcome.
Yeah, that's a good call. I felt like it kept the game feeling fresh, and you were never in any zone for either too long or too little. The character acts were a great addition and allowed for a stage that was more tailored to their specific abilities. Great stuff, man.
Well, please. They couldn't be bothered to come up with Act 2 for Sand Sanctuary and Cyberstation, so they just forced in these third acts and fucking padded out the other stages. That's all that fucking was. Lazy.
Yeah, no, Donald, that's not gonna fly. It was a great mix-up from the usual static 2-act structure, and it allowed for character-tailored stages. All in all, it kept the game very fresh. Speaking of fresh, the visuals, man. We mentioned it already, but this game is just fucking beautiful. The characters look great. The environments look great. This is easily the best looking classic game with its 2.5D visuals done really well.
Nah, Mania is the best looking classic game. It was literally pixel perfect. I'll grant you Superstars looks good graphically, but the retro look of the classic games will never age.
Well, I think this is one of the more subjective topics, honestly. I think a good-looking 2.5D Sonic was long overdue, and I'm glad Superstars delivered on that. It looks amazing. But whether you prefer the retro pixel style of the classic games, which is iconic in its own right, is down to personal taste, I think. What about special stages? As much as I love Sonic 2, I fucking hated the special stages. They're simply not fucking playable with Tails at your side, constantly getting hit and losing your fucking rings.
All right, so don't have Tails with you. The hell is the problem? Again, Sonic 2's special stages were amazing. The 3D style was stunning for the time, and a very early glimpse at what Sonic would eventually look like. Your reaction time was key, and they were more skill-based than Superstars.
Okay, amazing for the time, yes, but that doesn't mean better. Superstars uses 3NK's method of finding the secret rings in the stage, which is much better than needing to have a certain amount of rings at a star post.
Debatable?
Even then, there are still special stages at star posts where you win medals in a far less tedious version of Sonic 1's special mazes. So that's two kinds of special stages that are both better than the frustrating ones in 2. The medals, by the way, bring me to my next point. Replayability, which is something Superstars has over 2. You'll need a lot of medals if you want to unlock all the robot parts. And I mean, the introduction of a world map does absolute wonders for replayability. You no longer need to beat the game to go back and select previous levels that you want to replay, or where you may have missed an emerald.
Yeah, with what we've mentioned so far and with the co-op battle mode and time attack mode, I'm leaning more towards it going above Sonic 2, gotta be honest.
What? Wow, man, the new Game Glow has blinded the fuck out of you both here. No way is this game better than Sonic CD and Sonic 2. I swear to God, I'm going to put out so many angry fucking tweets if you do that, Joe. I mean, the co-op is broken and the battle mode is fucking boring.
Oh wow, I'm shaking.
Don't get fucking clever with me, you old fucking clown. Make this list great again and fix it.
No, I mean, I actually am shaking. I better take my meds here. Listen, Donald, why don't you take the opportunity to try and sway me back while I take them?
Well, look, Joe, you hit on it in the first place here. Superstars, content, and quality of life improvements are all well and good, but what classic Sonic comes down to is moment-to-moment gameplay. And it's zones. And Superstars zones, however much you like them, just aren't as memorable as Sonic 2's. I mean, some of the names sound like fucking placeholders. Frozen Base, Speed Jungle, Egg Fortress. Sonic 2's stages were more inspired and more creative than Superstars, both in their visual identity and their level design. It's not just nostalgia to say that. Out of pure respect for everything it did for Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2 cannot have Superstars go above it.
I don't know about that, man. I mean, Speed Jungle brought grinding to classic Sonic, and it was a really high-octane, speedy stage. Its music was fucking banging, too. The Fang section in Sonic's act was fun. I loved Press Factory as well. The element in Act 2 of that self-destruct thing going on added some great challenge and variety. Egg Fortress was another favorite of mine. with the anti-gravity laser dodging, the collapsing floors, and then Act 2 being it backwards was awesome. It worked really well.
Look, I have to be honest, I'm still really torn here. If I could, I think I'd call it a tie between Superstars and 2, but given that ranking doesn't work that way, I have to put one above the other here. And I think that as much as I love Sonic 2, I got to put Sonic Superstars above it. Its mix-up of the act structure, its characters and character-specific stages, its replayability, its beautiful new visuals, the better approach to special stages. Oh, and it's much more engaging and challenging boss fights, which is something we didn't really mention. Let me just say, though, I do want it on record that it was a very close one, and I can't see Superstars going any higher than this. I'm sorry, but it's not 3 and Knuckles.
I'm just fucking speechless over here, man. This game is 2 places too high. This is a prime example of the bullshit that happens when you leave Biden in charge of something. This country is doomed. This ranking is ruined. Fuck this, I'm out. I got a campaign to prepare for.
I guess that's it then. You sure I can't tempt you to think about moving it above 3 and K? I mean, it's a...
Not a fucking chance, Obama. I think this is a good list, but 3 and K should be above Mania. Guess I better go prepare for my campaign too. You can do whatever you do these days. Go see if Michelle needs any help inflating her self-importance or something.
Hey, fuck you. Michelle dear, I'm done with our Sonic list. Be down in a minute.